Namaskar, good evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I'm Smriti Rastogi with News Tonight. Let's begin the bulletin with our top headlines. Manohar Parrikar cremated with full state honours at Pancham's Miramar Beach. Thousands joined funeral procession to pay tributes to their beloved Chief Minister. President, Vice President and Prime Minister Modi remember Parrikar as a man who epitomized humility, simplicity and compassion. Senior BJP leader Nitin Gadkari holding talks with allies to decide new Goa Chief Minister. BJP's Biswajit Rane and Pramod Sawant said to be the front-runners for the post. Congress MLAs also meet Goa Governor Mridula Sinha to stake claim to form the government. Nomination process for 2019 Lok Sabha elections starts for first phase of polls on 11th of April. March 25th is the last date for filing the nominations. 91 Lok Sabha constituencies in 20 states across the country. Scrutiny on March 26th. UK court issues arrest warrant against Nirav Modi in London. Arrest warrant to be served at the British residence of the fugitive businessman. Signals start of the formal extradition process against him. And at least 3 people killed, 9 others injured in shooting in a tram in central Dutch city of Utrecht. Police looking for 37-year-old man of Turkish origin. Police claim shooting may have a terrorist motive. Nation bids an emotional farewell to the Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar, who was cremated with full state honours in Panji on Wednesday. Parrikar's eldest son, Utpal, lit the funeral pyre at Miramar in the presence of thousands of BJP workers and Goans. BJP President Amit Shah, several union ministers and chief ministers of BJP-ruled states attended the funeral of the 4-time Goa Chief Minister. The funeral procession started from Kala Academy, where thousands, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, paid their last respects to the former Defence Minister. The mortal remains of Parrikar were kept in a flower-decked carriage which left for the Miramar beach, where the last rites were performed. Earlier, the Union Cabinet condoled the demise of Manohar Parrikar, saying he will be remembered for his simplicity and as an exceptional administrator. After observing a 2-minute silence, the Cabinet passed a resolution saying his contribution to building a modern Goa, modernizing India's armed forces and improving the lives of ex-servicemen will never be forgotten. And President Ram Nath Kovind expressed grief over the passing away of Manohar Parrikar. In a Twitter message, President Kovind said, an epitome of integrity and dedication in public life, Manohar Parrikar's service to the people of Goa and of India will not be forgotten. In his condolence message, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said, in his passing away, the nation in general and Goa in particular lost its proud son. Prime Minister Narendra Modi too condoled the death of Parrikar, hailing him as an unparalleled leader. He said Parrikar's impeccable service to the nation will be remembered by generations, deeply saddened by his demise. Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan also condoled the death of Parrikar. Home Minister Rajnath Singh said Parrikar was known for his honesty, integrity and simplicity and served the nation and the state of Goa with great diligence. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said he was a sincere, honest and sensitive political activist. Condoling the death, Congress President Rahul Gandhi said Manohar Parrikar was respected and admired across the party lines and was one of the Goa's favourite sons. TMC leader and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee said that she is saddened at the passing away of Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar. BSP leader Mayawati also expressed her condolences. In his condolence message, Samajwadi Party leader Akhilesh Yadav said Parrikar's contribution to political life will always be memorable. TDP leader and Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu also expressed his condolences. And several union ministers and political leaders also expressed grief over the demise of Manohar Parrikar.
मनोहर पर्रिकर जी का हम सब के बीच में न रहना न केवल भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए, देश के सार्वजनिक जीवन के लिए अपूर्णीय क्षति है। बचपन से एक कार्यकर्ता के नाते नीचे से काम करते करते राष्ट्रभक्ति के संस्कार के साथ मृत्यु पर्यंत सार्वजनिक जीवन में अनेक बड़े बड़े पदों पर रहने के बावजूद भी निष्कलंक जीवन रहा।
उनका राजनीतिक जीवन पूरी तरह से सादगी से भरा हुआ था और कुछ मूल्यों के प्रति वो पूरे जीवन भर पूरी तरह से प्रतिबद्ध रहे और एक फर्म कन्विक्शन के एक ऐसे नेता थे, दृढ़ इच्छा शक्ति वाले नेता के रूप में उनकी एक मान्यता थी और देखा होगा कि जीवन के अंतिम क्षणों तक बराबर अपने को उन्होंने सक्रिय बनाए रखने की कोशिश की।
शरीफ आदमी थे, चाहे वो दूसरी विचारधारा के थे, लेकिन व्यक्तिगत तौर पर वो अच्छे थे और अच्छे पार्लियामेंटेरियन थे। उनकी इस अचानक मौत से सभी को दुख हुआ है और मेरी पूर्ण सहानुभूति उनके पूरे परिवार के साथ।
कई मायनों में एक आइडियल पर्सन थे, एक इतने बड़े राजनीतिक हस्ती जो देश की रक्षा मंत्री रहा हो, जो गोवा की लंबे समय तक मुख्यमंत्री रहा हो और कभी प्लेन में जाए बाजू की व्यक्ति को पता भी ना चले कौन साथ में जा रहा है।
वो एक अच्छे व्यक्ति थे और अपनी एक छाप गोवा में रखे थे और वो डिफेंस मिनिस्टर के नाते भी बहुत अपने विचार अलग रखे, चाहे वो कोई भी डिफेंस का मैटर हो, बड़े संजीदगी से उसको सुलझाने की कोशिश करते थे।
उन्हीं के कार्य और कर्तृत्व के कारण गोवा में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनी। बाद में पार्टी के आदेश के अनुसार उन्होंने संरक्षण मंत्री पद की भी जिम्मेदारी ली और जब पार्टी ने आदेश दिया तो फिर से वो गोवा के मुख्यमंत्री बने। उनका जीवन बहुत ही सादगीपूर्ण था, पार्टी के विचारों के प्रति कटिबद्ध था, समर्पित था, ये उनकी विशेषता थी।
कैंसर की बीमारी जब डॉक्टर ने आगे कोई उपाय नहीं है ऐसा बताने के बाद भी लगातार काम करते रहना। और पिछले महीने में हमारे NIT का शिलान्यास उनके घर में ही हमने किया और तब भी उनके जज्बे को सलाम करने के लिए मैं गया था।
आज हम सबने एक महान नेता को जरूर खोया है, साथ में एक बहुत अच्छे इंसान को भी खोया है और ऐसी क्षति भरने के लिए मुझे लगता है बहुत आसान नहीं होगा।
ये बहुत जरूरी है कि भारत की राजनीति में मनोहर पर्रिकर ऐसे लोग और हों। IIT मुंबई के एक बहुत ही प्रभावी ग्रेजुएट, इंजीनियर, विचारधारा के प्रति समर्पित, बहुत ही योग्य प्रशासक, कड़े फैसले लेने की क्षमता, लेकिन सहजता, सादगी और पूर्ण ईमानदारी।
उन्होंने लगातार लोगों के लिए जो काम किया है, मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि उसके कारण गोवा की और देश की राजनीति में एक उनकी अलग छवि हम सबने देखी। ये व्यक्ति भारत मां का सच्चा सपूत था।
Manohar Parrikar was truly a man of the masses whose simplicity stood out in Indian politics. He not only dominated Goan politics for more than 2 decades, but left an unforgettable mark during his brief term as India's Defence Minister. He was the first IIT graduate to become an MLA, before going on to become a technocrat chief minister. Let's take a look at the political journey of Manohar Parrikar.
Born in Goa's Mapusa in 1955, Manohar Parrikar joined the RSS during his school days. He studied at the Loyola High School, Maragao. After completing his secondary education in Marathi, he went on to graduate in metallurgical engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay in 1978. But even after graduation from IIT Bombay, Parrikar retained his preference for serving the nation and working for the Sangh. Parrikar entered mainstream politics in 1991, but his electoral debut was unsuccessful when he was defeated by Congress candidate Harish Zante in the Lok Sabha polls held that year. He was first elected to the 2nd Legislative Assembly of Goa in 1994. He represented the Panaji constituency in Goa Legislative Assembly when he was still a newcomer in state politics. He was the leader of the opposition from June to November 1999 and was known for his speeches against the then Congress-led government. In a state known for political swings as well as the rise and fall of ministries, Parrikar's first stint as Goa Chief Minister was from 24th October 2000 to 27th February 2002. On 5th June 2002, he was re-elected and became Goa's Chief Minister for a second time. On January 29, 2005, Parrikar's government was reduced to a minority in the State Assembly after 4 BJP MLAs resigned from the House. However, Parrikar proved his majority in the House the next month. In the year 2007, the BJP was defeated in the Goa state elections by the Congress, led by Digambar Kamath, a former BJP leader. But in the next assembly elections in 2012, Manohar Parrikar-led BJP emerged victorious. The BJP and its allies won 24 seats against Congress's 9 in the Goa Assembly elections held in March 2012. Parrikar was among the earliest supporters of Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi as the BJP's prime ministerial candidate. In 2013, Parrikar invited the national BJP leadership. At that time, a deeply divided house over Narendra Modi being projected as the prime ministerial candidate for its national executive in Goa and fully backed him. In the 2014 Lok Sabha elections, the BJP won both the seats in Goa. Manohar Parrikar joined the central government as Defence Minister following Prime Minister Modi's persuasion. He entered Parliament after being elected to the Rajya Sabha from Uttar Pradesh. But 3 years later, Parrikar returned to Goa. He was sworn in as Chief Minister for the 4th time after the Maharashtravadi Gomantak Party entered into a post-poll alliance with the BJP on condition that Parrikar be made the Chief Minister. For most of his political career, Parrikar played a key role in making the BJP a force to reckon with in Goa, the state that remained for long a Congress bastion with regional outfits having pockets of influence.
All thick and thin with every BJP worker, every Goan, and he never discriminated against anyone, whether he was a Congress person or belonging to any other party or anything. He stood for the composite culture of Goa. It was a true Sarva Dharma Samabhav.
An admitted workaholic who insisted on leading a simple life, Parikar was a leader who enjoyed acceptance from all sections of the BJP and beyond. His health started worsening in February 2018. He was first admitted to Mumbai's Leelavati Hospital for pancreatic ailment. In the first week of March, he was flown to the United States for further treatment. He was shifted to the AIIMS in New Delhi in September last year. After almost a month-long treatment, he returned to Goa in October. On 2nd January this year, Parikar stunned everyone when he reached the Chief Minister's office after a gap of almost 2.5 months. He also attended the budget session on 29 January and presented the state budget the next day. Despite his failing health, Parikar addressed the Atal Booth Karyakarta Sammelan on 9th February 2019 in the presence of BJP President Amit Shah. Known for his trademark attire, half-sleeved, untucked shirt and leather sandals, Manohar Parikar enjoyed a man-next-door image in the politically volatile coastal state.
Manohar Parikar was a citizen king who ruled Goa as a man of the masses, not as a ruler who is arrogant and maneuvering the political stunts. He was a person who mingled with the masses, who rode on a scooter while he was a chief minister, wore normal chappals and shirt and pant in a casual dress.
His indefatigable persona made him the tallest leader Goa has ever produced, forever stamping his reputation as the common man's chief minister. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Union Minister and senior BJP leader Nitin Gadkari is holding talks with the party's allies to decide the new chief minister of the state. Parikar was heading a coalition government of the BJP, Goa Forward Party, Maharashtrawadi, Gomantak Party and Independence. Biswajit Rane and Pramod Sawant are the two front-runners for the Goa's chief minister's post. Allies Maharashtrawadi, Gomantak Party and Goa Forward Party are expected to hold two deputy chief minister posts.
अभी बीजेपी का नेतृत्व कौन करेगा इसमें कोई मतभेद नहीं है, उसका निर्णय हमारा हो गया। अभी अलायंस पार्टनर जो है उनसे बातचीत चल रही है, वही केवल विषय है।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के वरिष्ठ नेता और केंद्रीय मंत्री श्री नितिन गडकरी जी यहाँ पर हैं। हमारे दोनों साथी दलों से और निर्दलीय साथियों से वो चर्चा कर रहे हैं। कुछ ही समय में उनको चर्चा कर गोवा के नए मुख्यमंत्री का निर्णय कर दिया जाएगा।
Meanwhile, earlier in the day, Goa Congress met Governor Mridula Sinha to stake claim to form government after the demise of Chief Minister Manohar Parikar. The Congress claimed that it is currently the single largest party in the state and should be allowed to form the government. And for more on this, we'll go across to our correspondent, Panchanan Mishra, who is joining us over the phone line. Panchanan, what are the latest developments in the Goa politics? What we are getting to understand on the name of two probables, Biswajit Rane and Pramod Sawant, and which way are we seeing the things tilting?
Shmriti, after the sad demise of Manohar Parikar, the Chief Minister, now it was a hunt for BJP to choose the next Chief Minister, as Congress also has staked its claim to form the government in Goa. So the BJP took a very long meeting in Goa, in which the party president Amit Shah was there, and also the central minister Nitin Gadkari was also there. And it is looking almost settled now that there will be a chief minister from BJP, and two allies will have two deputy chief ministers. Like Pramod Sawant is looking a front runner in from the BJP side to become new chief minister. However, name of Rajit Rane was also there, but Pramod Sawant is looking very much comfortable from the BJP. And from Goa Forward Party, Vijay Sardesai, and from Rashtrawadi Gomantak Party, Sudhin Dhawalikar will be a deputy chief minister. It's almost looking settled, and from a few minutes from now, or a few time, there may be a swearing-in ceremony in the Goa. So we may see that there is a alliance is very much there, and both the alliance partner of BJP is intact with it, and BJP is saying that with its 12 MLAs, it has 3 MLA from Goa Forward Party and 3 MLA from Rashtrawadi Gomantak Party, and 1 or 2 independents are also there. So the required the effective strength is 36. So BJP has comfortably had it. The BJP is claiming. So we can see that after few time there will be a swearing-in ceremony in Goa.
Thank you so much, Panchanan, for joining us and giving us all those details on that politics, on the latest politics in Goa. And now let's take a look at the election news from the upcoming Lok Sabha elections 2019. The nominations for the 2019 Lok Sabha elections began on Monday. As many as 91 Lok Sabha constituencies in 20 states across the country are set to vote on April 11th. According to the Election Commission, nominations for the first phase could be done till 25th of March, and it would be scrutinized by 26th of March. Those whose names have been cleared will get 2 more days to withdraw their nominations. The states and the union territories going to polls in the first phase of elections include 25 seats of Andhra Pradesh, 17 in Telangana, 8 in Uttar Pradesh, 7 in Maharashtra, 5 each in Assam and Uttarakhand, 4 each in Bihar and Odisha, 2 each in Arunachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Meghalaya and West Bengal, and 1 seat each in Chhattisgarh, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura, Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep. Simultaneously, notification would be issued for assembly elections for 4 states, Andhra Pradesh for all 175 constituencies, Odisha 28 of total of 147 constituencies, Sikkim for all 32 constituencies, and Arunachal Pradesh for all 60 constituencies. And Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra kicked off a 3-day election campaign from her great-grandfather Jawaharlal Nehru's birthplace, Prayagraj in Allahabad on Monday. She offered prayers on the banks of Sangam in Allahabad and also prayed at the Hanuman temple there. Priyanka will cover a distance of 100 kilometers by boat in Ganga to Varanasi, the parliamentary constituency of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. She will also visit Bhadoi and Mirzapur districts in Uttar Pradesh.
चुने लोग हैं, 4-5 लोग हैं जो इस देश का राज कर रहे हैं, पूरी सत्ता अपने हाथ में लिए रहे हैं। वो समझते हैं कि सब कुछ वही जानते हैं कि जनता में कोई विवेक नहीं है। वो समझते हैं कि आपको गुमराह करके सत्ता में रहेंगे।
Uttar Pradesh alliance partners BSP and SP have warned Congress, asking it not to release statements aimed at confusing the voters. BSP chief Mayawati and Samajwadi Party president Akhilesh Yadav said their alliance was strong enough to defeat the BJP on its own. Mayawati said the Congress is free to field candidates in all 80 Lok Sabha seats in the state. She said there was no need to leave 7 of the 80 Lok Sabha seats in Uttar Pradesh for the SP-BSP combined. She also reiterated that her party will not enter into any alliance with the Congress. Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav also warned the Congress not to spread confusion, asserting that the SP-BSP-RLD alliance in Uttar Pradesh will defeat the BJP. The snub to the Congress comes a day after the party claimed it was leaving 7 of the 80 Lok Sabha seats in Uttar Pradesh for the SP-BSP combine. Biju Janata Dal released its first list of candidates for 9 Lok Sabha seats on Monday. Party President and Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik fielded 8 new faces, including 2 Rajya Sabha MPs and 2 Congress turncoats who joined the BJD recently. The party also declared 54 of 147 candidates for the assembly polls. The Lok Sabha and the assembly polls will be held simultaneously in Odisha in 4 phases beginning 11th of April. And some more national developments. A CRPF Jawan was martyred and 5 were injured in an ambush by Naxalites in Chhattisgarh's Dantewada district on Monday. A team of 231st Battalion of the CRPF along with a state police unit was on security duty when the Naxalites set off an improvised explosive device and opened fire on CRPF troopers in the district's Arunpura area. A CRPF head constable lost his life. The injured personnel were immediately taken for treatment by helicopter. An army Jawan was martyred and 4 others injured when the Pakistan army violated ceasefire on Monday in the Sundarbani sector of Jammu and Kashmir. The Pakistani army targeted the LOC area with mortar bombs and small arms. The Indian army retaliated effectively. Rifleman Karamjeet Singh succumbed to his injuries while the 2 of the injured soldiers are said to be critical. The casualty was caused in the Pakistani shelling along the line of control in Keri Buttle forward area in the Sundarbani sector. The same sector was targeted by the Pakistan army on Sunday as well. International developments now. In the Netherlands, 3 people were killed and 9 injured after a gunman opened fire inside a tram in the city of Utrecht. The gunman reportedly fled the scene by car. The area in the west of the city was cordoned off. Police have asked people to stay away from the area and schools to keep their doors closed. Rutte, the Dutch Prime Minister, also reiterated that in a shooting in the city of Utrecht, it is being treated as a possible terror attack. He also added that the Netherlands would never give way to intolerance. Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte also said that he was deeply concerned and cancelled his weekly coalition talks. Meanwhile, Dutch police released a picture of a Turkish-born man they are hunting for. A London court has issued an arrest warrant against jewelry designer Nirav Modi. Nirav Modi is the main accused in $2 billion Punjab National Bank scam case. The Westminster Magistrate Court issued the warrant against Nirav Modi, who will be formally arrested and brought before the court on bail. Legal proceedings for his extradition will begin thereafter. The Enforcement Directorate and the CBI are investigating Nirav Modi, his uncle Mehul Choksi, and others for alleged money laundering and corruption cases. Nirav Modi has been charge-sheeted by both the agencies, and the Enforcement Directorate has also attached his assets worth 1,873.08 crore rupees under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And that's all we have for you in this edition of News Tonight. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.